so, Maor?
Great show, Delia, like usual. Armel Sadaq and his men must be spellbound.
Good. I'm going to my dressing room. I'm tired.
Screenshots from that cutscene were used in pretty much all the advertisements for Dark Earth, which tells you something of the maturity of video game ads at the time.
Hi. Maor, right? Nice show.
Huh? What do you want?
I'm Arkan, friend of the Scavengers. I've got some problems with the Guardians of Fire, and could use a little help.
I see. But you won't have any luck here. There's a flask of Stoll on the table. Help yourself, it's on the house.
Alright, I will. Another flask of Stoll, that makes 3. That's pretty useful. And there's a dish on the table, which is not very useful, but another item I could barter with the provider woman.
Roast bird. Very tempting.
Hey, the bar is my turf. And I want you out of it, understand?
Okay, guess I won't be picking up that slice of roasted meat behind the bar.
If you can't help me, who can?
I suppose you're not going to turn yourself in to the Guardians of Fire. If you got nothing to lose, you could always go see Armel Sadaq. But whatever you do, don't mess with the Conchalites. That's just asking for trouble.
So that's the 4th mention of Armel Sadaq. Definitely need to go find him. But I'm gonna need Delia's help for that. But first... Alright, now I'm ready to see her.
Who are you? What do you want?
And the game gets briefly stuck in another animation loop, unfortunately. But it shakes it off pretty quickly.
Fear not. I'm not here to hurt you.
So what do you want?
Whoa, calm down. My name is Arkan. I'm a friend of the Scavengers. I know I look like the devil himself, but believe me, I won't hurt you. Don't be afraid, okay?
Okay. But if you come near me, I'll call Maor.
I saw your number. It was really good.
Thank you. You're sweet. Listen, what do you want from me?
I need your help. The Guardians of Fire are after me. Can you help me?
Around here, if you need a favor, go see Armel Sadaq.
Yeah, I know.
Armel Sadaq?
Sure.
Who's that?
He's the chief scavenger in the lower city. Everyone around here owes him something. If there's one person who can help you, it's him. I don't know if he'd want to, though.
Where can I find him?
It's not that easy. I can't just take you to see him. I need proof that you're on the level with me.
What do you want me to do?
Bring me a present. Something beautiful. Something shiny. Then I'll see what I can get Armel Sadaq to do for you.
That's a very transparent fetch quest, but of course I already have something shiny to give her. The CD.
Maybe I have what you're looking for. How about that?
A light mirror from before. Yes, it's wonderful. You'll find Armel Sadaq not far from here, in a building that looks like a boat. When you see him, say this phrase. Mankind is but a pawn that the hand of destiny moves sometimes into the dark, and sometimes into the light. It's a password.
That's all?
That's all you need to talk to him. But if you really want him to help you, you'll need to beat him at Yong.
Yong?
What's Yong? A game?
It's Armel Sadaq's favorite game. He plays it all the time. He says that life is like playing Yong or something like that.
How can I beat him?
I don't really know. It's played on a board with pawns of darkness and pawns of light. And Armel says that to win, you've got to place the pawns at the corners of the board.
That's some useful advice, actually. Well, I have what I need from here. Time to move on. Just gonna examine the rubble here first. A coffee can, I think. It's another item I can barter with the provider woman. The wreck is to the, well, to Arkan's right here, but I'm gonna head on just a bit.
There's a kind of a slot in the casing.
So there's a really heavy bunker door here.
No. No one else could do it, and I can't do it either. No one's ever opened this door.
Let's forget about that place for now. Can't do anything with it yet.
Nothing interesting.
There's something to write here. A jerry can full of gas. And here we reach Sparta's city walls and gate.
Halt! Relax, friend. I'm Arkan, a guardian of fire like you. I was poisoned while trying to shield the great Sunseer from attack.
Poisoned? I've never seen anything like it.
I'm seeking a cure for my sickness. Just let me pass, that's all I ask.
In case you didn't know it, the Starlight is under martial law. The gateway is closed. Most of the roads are blocked off. And someone like you has no business being here. You better make tracks.
So this guy is pretty hostile, and I guess I could kill him. It wouldn't be any, there wouldn't be any penalties for it, but just this once, I'm gonna let this guy live. Speaking of my mad quest for gathering weapons, I already talked about weapon degradation, which is one reason for gathering up a large stock of weapons. The other reason is coming up now, and its name is Armel Sadaq. Here's the wreck. Looks like I'm expected.
Hey, you! Get out of here. No outsiders allowed.
Alright, step one is finding out which of these guys actually is Armel Sadaq. It's not like it's actually tricky to figure out, but the game likes to pretend it is.
Hey, get up!
Can't wake this guy up, by the way. Let's talk to the unfriendly fellow first.
I got a message for you. Mankind is but a pawn that the hand of destiny moves, sometimes into the darkness, and sometimes into the light.
Hey, since when do animals like you write poetry? Go on,
Poetry?
get your creepy ass out of here pronto before I kick it into the darkness for good.
Well, I don't want to make enemies here. Maybe this guy.
I got a message for you. Mankind is but a pawn that the hand of destiny moves, sometimes into the darkness, and sometimes into the light.
I see you were sent by a mutual friend.
Yes, I spoke...
Stop. I don't need to hear any more. You're welcome here. Don't give it another thought. And don't ask any questions.
But that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
I need to know who runs things around here. Tell me.
Not so fast, friend. I challenge you to a game of Yong. If you beat me, I'll tell you what you want to know.
I need to know how to play first.
It's easy. You're white, I'm black. We take turns. We each put a counter on the board, and we have to turn over at least one enemy counter. To turn over one or more of my counters, you'll have to surround them with yours. When you turn a counter over, it changes owners and color. The winner is the one who has the most counters on the board when the last square is occupied. Come on, hand over a nice weapon and let's start.
Do I have to bet a weapon?
That's the rules.
You always have to bet a weapon. So that's the other reason why I've been gathering weapons all this time.
How about this weapon?
Perfect. Sit down and let's play.
As long as your weapon isn't broken or badly damaged, he will accept it.
I make the first move. Age before beauty.
Okay, here we go. Young is apparently based on Othello, but that's a board game I've never played either. You make horizontal, vertical, and diagonal jumps over the other player's pieces. And by doing so, you flip over the other player's pieces. The object of the game is, of course, to own the most squares on the entire board. And in order to do so, it's important that you eventually control at least most of the corners of the board, because a pawn that's placed on the corner of the board can't be jumped over, so that's basically an invulnerable pawn. Obviously the AI is playing to win here, and it's not going to make it easy for you. Luckily it has a pre-programmed set of moves, which means that if you have a winning strategy, you can repeat it infinitely and you will always win, because the computer will always put their pieces down in the same spots. In this case I'm following a pattern of moves that I figured out while playing this game as a kid, because I know for certain that it will end up with me owning all the four corners of the board and winning. At the moment, Armel is playing me for information, but after this he's going to be playing me only for gun ammo, which is useful.
This is not a good move.
And I mess up a little bit here because I'm supposed to own all four corners of the board, but I still end up with enough pawns to win the game.
This is not a good This is not a good move. This is not.
Congratulations. You win.
So, are you gonna help me?
Okay, I'll tell you a little more. In the lower city, the scavengers and the providers work together. We get along just fine. Lori the Great Sunseer wasn't born yesterday. She leaves us alone, we leave her alone. As long as the Guardians of Fire don't get in our way. The real pain is the Concholites. Scumbags, you know what I mean? All they care about is seeing blood flow. They're the ones that attacked the Great Sunseer. But they're not smart enough to have figured it out for themselves. Someone else up there is behind it. I'm sure it's not Dorkin. But I'd give a lot to know who it is.
Dorkin? Why did you mention Dorkin?
That was a good game.
I have to admit, you played a good game. But I'm going to keep your weapon in exchange for the information I gave you.
Alright.
I'm looking for someone. A Guardian of Fire named Zed. Have you or one of your men seen him?
Sure, I know Zed. Everyone knows Zed. He's too brave for his own good. I heard he came down to the lower city after the attack on the Great Sunseer. But we lost track of him.
Everyone's disappearing.
I'm looking for an antidote to the poison that's eating away at me.
You're not planning to go to the healers, I gather. Maybe you should talk to Leona. If you can find her.
Leona?
She's a hermit. She lives outside the Starlight, in the Darklands. But no one knows exactly where.
Another mention of the mystery woman.
This Leona, how can I find her?
If what people say is true, you don't find her, she finds you. But you'll have a bit of a hard time to make it out of the Starlight. The Guardians of Fire have closed all the gates.
Yeah, forget about that for now.
The Concholites? Where's their hideout?
Somewhere down in the sewers.
What about Dorkin? I don't understand why you brought him up.
That, my boy, is another story. In exchange for a fine weapon, I could tell you more. If you beat me at Young, of course.
Okay. Here we go again.
How about this weapon?
Perfect. Sit down and let's play.
I'll be playing the exact same strategy as before, so I'll zip through it a bit. No need to see this again.
Great. You're a good player. So, you want to know what I know about Provost Dorkin? He's all hugs and kisses with the Sunseers and the Guardians of Fire, but he's a rotten traitor. He wants to get rid of the Sunseers so he can rule the Starlight all by himself. And to do it, that jerk has signed a pact with Sordos. Dorkin must think he can make the Concholites do anything he wants and then dump them when he doesn't need them anymore.
Why not? You said Concholites are morons, right?
Right. But I know someone else is behind Sordos. Someone who ordered the attack on Lori. And by the time Dorkin figures it out, it'll be too late.
Interesting stuff. But I'm afraid it's time to end this video again. See you next time.
That was a good game.
You were lucky. But you're not bad. Always a pleasure to trade weapons and info with you.